Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into the psychology of quiet authority. We're going to break down the habits that let some people just command respect without ever raising their voice. And we'll be using one of TV's most fascinating characters as our guide. You know who I'm talking about, right? We've all seen it. Someone walks into a room and you can just feel the energy shift. They're not loud, they're not flashy, but they have this presence, this gravity, that just makes you lean in and listen. So what is it? Is it just natural charisma, some kind of hidden power? Or is it a set of deliberate, practiced habits that honestly anyone can learn? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. To really get this, we're going to look at an archetype, Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders. Now, hold on. The goal here is not to become a 1920s gangster. Of course not. The point is to deconstruct the psychology he represents, the unshakable calm, that strategic mind, and figure out how we can apply those principles in our own lives, ethically and effectively. Okay, let's start with the foundation of it all, the physical habits. These are the nonverbal signals, the silent language that everyone understands. This is how you build respect before you even open your mouth. First habit. Master your movement. Think about it. When you're rushing, fidgeting, making these quick, jerky motions, it just screams to everyone that you're overwhelmed. But slow, deliberate movements, that sends a totally different, powerful message. It says, I'm not rattled, I'm in complete control here. Next up, eye contact. And this is all about the nuance, okay? It's not some aggressive staring contest. Holding your gaze for a solid 3 to 5 seconds just shows you aren't intimidated. But here's the key. If things get too intense and you need to break it, look to the side. Never look down. Looking down signals submission. Looking to the side, that just signals that you've decided the intense moment is over. And this brings us to the third physical habit, adapting your presence to the room. When you're speaking to a group, you have to take up more space. It's that simple. Use bigger, more open hand gestures. Widen your stance. You become a visual anchor, and people's attention, it just naturally follows you. All right, once you've got that physical foundation down, it's time to move to your voice. Because so often the respect you get has less to do with what you say and everything to do with the conviction you say it with. Just listen to the difference here. I hope or I want, that's just expressing a desire. It's passive. But I will, that's a declaration. It's a statement of intent. It tells everyone you're not just hoping for a result, you are taking ownership and making it happen. That one tiny word changes everything. And here's another super subtle but crazy powerful vocal habit. You know how so many of us end our sentences with a rising inflection, like we're asking a question? That subconsciously asks for approval. To project authority, you have to do the opposite. End your statements with a downward inflection. It signals certainty. It signals that you are sure of what you're saying. Now, this last vocal habit is probably the most counterintuitive one of all. It's not about talking more or being louder. Nope. It's about mastering the art of the pause. Just feel the weight that a moment of silence can have. See? That little bit of space, that wasn't awkwardness. That was control. When you use strategic pauses, you force people to wait. You make them listen. It gives your words so much more impact. If someone tries to talk over you, don't speed up. Just hold your pace and finish your thought. That is real conversational control. And now, we get to the core of it all. The physical stuff, the vocal habits. Those are just the outward signs of what's really going on inside. This is where that true, unshakable authority really comes from. This one is huge. It's the habit of non-reaction. When everything is chaotic, when the pressure's on, when someone is trying to provoke you, the person who stays calm is the person in power. The second you react emotionally, you've handed them control. But staying composed, that tells everyone you can handle anything that comes your way. And finally, we get to the most strategic habit of them all. It's based on a classic psychological idea, the carrot and stick. Real authority doesn't come from being the loudest. It comes from having leverage. It's about truly understanding what motivates people, what they want, which is the carrot, and what they're afraid of losing, which is the stick. So how do you actually use this in real life without being a manipulator? Well, let's talk about negotiating a promotion. First, you offer the carrot. You go to your boss and say, what specific value do I need to create in the next 3 months to earn this promotion? Then you go and do it. You deliver. But in the background, you prepare the stick. You go out and get a competing offer. So now when you go back to your boss, if they keep their word, amazing, you win. If they don't, well, now you have leverage. The stick isn't a threat you make out loud. It's your backup plan. It's the silent power that you hold. So there you have it. From the way you move, to the way you speak, to the way you think. It all works together as a system for projecting authority. It really all starts with just deciding to be more intentional. Respect isn't something people just give you. It's something you build, one habit at a time. So the only real question is, which one are you going to start with?